At a seemingly ordinary Thanksgiving dinner, I found myself under fire as my husband's family mocked my art, their laughter cutting deep. But amid the pain, a fierce determination ignited within me. Would I let their disdain silence my passion, or would I rise to reclaim my identity? Join me on my journey of resilience and self-discovery. If you want to witness my transformation, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories. My name is Leela, and I am an artist. I paint not just to fill canvases, but to express the whirlwind of emotions that swirl within me. Today, however, I stand in Mark's family home, feeling less like an artist and more like a fragile leaf caught in a storm. The aroma of roasted turkey and spiced pumpkin pie fills the air, but it does little to calm the tempest brewing in my heart as I prepare for another Thanksgiving dinner with his family. The dining room is a masterpiece of holiday decor, with a long table elegantly set with fine china and flickering candles. Yet I can feel the tension crackling in the air as I catch glimpses of Mark's family. His mother, Margaret, a formidable woman with a smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes, and his brother, David, who seems to take joy in belittling my passion for art. "Leela, are you coming?" Mark calls from the kitchen, his voice a comforting balm amidst the anxiety that churns in my stomach. I force a smile and join him, hoping for a reprieve from the judgmental glances of his family. As we gather around the table, I can't help but feel like an outsider. The conversation flows easily among them, filled with laughter and inside jokes I can't quite grasp. When the topic shifts to careers, David leans back, a smirk forming on his lips. "So, Leela, are you still pursuing that, what do you call it, art? Is it even a real job?" His laughter rings out, and my cheeks flush with embarrassment. "Art is a legitimate profession," I reply, trying to keep my voice steady. "It's about expression and creativity." Margaret chimes in, her tone condescending. "Oh dear, we all have our hobbies, but you should really focus on something more practical, dear, something with a future." Their words stab at me. I glance at Mark, hoping for some support. He shifts uncomfortably, not quite knowing how to navigate the choppy waters of family loyalty versus standing up for me. After dinner, I can't shake the feeling of humiliation. I decide to bring out a piece of my artwork, a vibrant canvas that reflects my journey as an artist. As I unveil it, my heart races, hoping to show them a glimpse of my passion. Instead, David bursts into laughter. "What a mess! Is that supposed to be art? It looks like a toddler's finger painting." I stand frozen, heat rushing to my cheeks as laughter erupts around the table. "It's not a joke," I want to scream, but the words catch in my throat. Margaret dismisses my work with a wave of her hand. "Leela, dear, it's lovely that you have a hobby, but maybe focus on something that really matters." Defeated, I force a smile and retreat to the kitchen, where I can escape the laughter that feels like daggers. I can't believe I let them get to me again. Later that night, as I retreat to my studio, the smell of oil paint and turpentine wraps around me like a comforting embrace. I grab a blank canvas and let my emotions spill onto it. Each brushstroke becomes a release, a cathartic expression of my pain. Hours pass in a blur, and when I step back, I see something powerful emerging, a raw piece that speaks of my struggle and defiance. It's a reminder that I am more than their laughter. I am an artist. The days following Thanksgiving pass in a haze of frustration and determination. I throw myself into my work, creating piece after piece, each one more intense than the last. My studio becomes my sanctuary, a place where I can escape the judgment of Mark's family and focus on what truly matters, my art. One afternoon, as I'm lost in the rhythm of painting, I receive an unexpected email from a local gallery. We would like to invite you to showcase your work in our upcoming exhibit. Your pieces have caught our eye. My heart races as I read the words, disbelief washing over me. This is my chance to prove myself, to show everyone that my art has value. I can't wait to share the news with Mark. I call him, my voice trembling with excitement. Mark, you won't believe this. I got invited to showcase my art at a gallery. That's amazing, he exclaims. I'm so proud of you, Leela. His enthusiasm fills me with hope, but a small voice in the back of my mind whispers doubts. How will his family react? As I prepare for the exhibit, I work tirelessly, pouring every ounce of myself into my pieces. Each stroke of the brush becomes a declaration of my worth, a testament to my journey. I can feel the fire within me burning brighter, fueling my determination to succeed. The night of the exhibit arrives, and I stand before my work, my heart pounding with anticipation. The gallery is buzzing with energy, and I can see people admiring my art, discussing it with passion. I feel a sense of belonging, a recognition I've longed for. When Mark arrives, he finds me amidst a small crowd of admirers. You did it, Leela! This is incredible! He wraps his arms around me, and I can feel the warmth of his support. But as the evening progresses, I spot Margaret and David entering the gallery, their expressions shifting from surprise to disdain. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for the confrontation I know is coming. Margaret strides over, her heels clicking against the polished floor, and I can feel my heart quicken. Lila, she begins, her voice dripping with condescension. I see you finally decided to take this hobby seriously. I meet her gaze, refusing to let her words wound me. It's more than a hobby, Margaret. It's my passion. David snickers beside her, crossing his arms. Passion? More like a midlife crisis. I can feel the anger bubbling beneath the surface, but I keep my composure. This is my art, and it means something to me. I won't let you belittle it. Mark steps forward, his expression tense. Mom, stop. Lila has worked hard for this. You should be proud of her. Proud? Margaret scoffs, her eyes narrowing. Proud of what? Making a fool of herself? I can feel the heat rising in my cheeks, but I refuse to back down. You think I'm a fool for pursuing my dreams? Maybe it's time you realized that not everyone fits into your mold, Margaret. The tension in the air is palpable as people around us start to notice the confrontation. I sense the whispers, the judgment, but I don't care. I've fought too hard to let their opinions define me. Lila, let's go, Mark says quietly, his voice barely above a whisper. I can see the conflict in his eyes, and it hurts. No, Mark, this is my moment. I turn back to his family, my voice firm. I deserve to be here, and I deserve respect. You may not appreciate my art, but that won't stop me from creating it. With that, I feel a weight lift off my shoulders. I'm no longer the quiet artist hiding in the shadows. I'm Lila, and I won't be silenced. As the evening winds down, I reflect on the confrontation, my heart pounding with a mix of exhilaration and fear. I've stood up for myself, but the battle is far from over. After the exhibit, the air is thick with tension. Mark and I leave the gallery, and I can feel the silence between us, heavy and suffocating. He finally breaks it as we get into the car. Leela, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to escalate that way. didn't mean for what to escalate. Their disrespect? You stood there and let them treat me like a joke. I was trying to keep the peace, he replies, his frustration boiling over. Right, because it's better to let them humiliate me in front of everyone, I snap, my voice shaking with anger. Maybe I should just give up on my dreams, since they're so insignificant to you and your family. Leela, that's not fair, isn't it? Maybe I should just stop painting altogether. Clearly, I'm wasting my time. I turn away, fighting back tears. As I retreat to my studio, the familiar scent of paint and turpentine envelops me, grounding me. I grab a blank canvas and let my emotions spill onto it. Each brushstroke is a release, a cathartic expression of the pain I felt that night. Hours pass, and I'm lost in my art, the world outside fading away. When I finally step back to admire my work, I see something powerful emerging, a raw, emotional piece that speaks of betrayal and resilience. I know I have to show it to the world, to prove that my art has value, even if Mark's family can't see it.
Days turn into weeks, and I continue to showcase my work, gaining more recognition and building a community of fellow artists who uplift and inspire me. Mark's family slowly begins to come around, realizing that their opinions will not dictate my worth. In the end, I've learned that true love and acceptance begin with oneself. I find strength in my art and in the support of those who believe in me. Together, Mark and I forge a new path, one where we both stand tall, no longer overshadowed by the expectations of others. As I stand in my studio, surrounded by my creations, I smile, knowing that this is just the beginning. My name is Leela, and I am an artist. I am breaking free.
As the weeks pass, I find myself immersed in a whirlwind of creativity and newfound confidence. The gallery exhibit has opened doors I never thought possible. Invitations to showcase my work flood in, and I am finally beginning to carve out a space for myself in the art world. Each piece I create seems to resonate deeper, reflecting not only my struggles, but also my triumphs. One sunny afternoon, I sit in my studio, the sunlight streaming through the large windows, illuminating the vibrant colors on my canvas. I'm working on a piece inspired by the duality of my emotions, the joy of my artistic breakthrough, and the pain of my family's rejection. The sounds of birds chirping outside fill the room, and I lose myself in the rhythm of painting, each stroke breathing life into my vision. Just as I finish a particularly bold section of color, my phone buzzes on the table, breaking my concentration. It's a text from Mark. "Can we talk? I have something important to discuss." My stomach knots with anxiety. I wonder if it's about his family or my art. I quickly type back, "Sure, when?" "Tonight? Dinner at 7? "Sounds good," I reply, my heart racing. The rest of the day drags on, filled with anticipation. I finish my painting, carefully stepping back to admire it. The colors swirl and dance, depicting the tumultuous journey I've been on. As I clean my brushes, I can't shake the feeling that whatever Mark wants to discuss is serious. When evening arrives, I set the table for dinner, trying to distract myself from the gnawing uncertainty. I cook his favorite pasta dish, hoping the warmth of home-cooked food will ease whatever is weighing on his mind. At exactly 7, the door swings open, and Mark steps inside, his expression a mix of excitement and concern. "Hey," he says, pulling me into a hug. "You look beautiful." "Thanks. You too." What's going on? I ask, my curiosity peaking, as I pour him a glass of wine. He takes a deep breath, his gaze serious. I've been thinking a lot about us, about everything that happened at the gallery. I nod, my heart pounding. I know it was tense. I'm sorry if I embarrassed you. No, it's not that. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. I feel caught between you and my family. They don't understand what you do, and I don't want to lose you. I reach for his hand, squeezing it gently. Mark, I won't let their opinions dictate our relationship. I love you, and I want us to be a team. Me too, he says, relief washing over his face. I've been thinking maybe we should invite them over for dinner. I want them to see you, to understand what your art means to you. The thought sends a ripple of anxiety through me. You really think they'll be open to that? He nods, determination in his eyes. I believe they can change. They just need to see how passionate you are. After a moment of contemplation, I agree. Okay, let's do it. But I need to prepare, mentally and with my art. I want them to see the real me. Mark smiles, his eyes shining with encouragement. We'll do it together.
The day of the dinner arrives, and I feel a whirlwind of emotions churning within me. I spend the morning preparing, cleaning the house, and cooking a spread that includes my favorite dishes and a few of Mark's favorites. I even decide to showcase one of my latest paintings on the wall, hoping it will spark a conversation about my work. When the doorbell rings, my heart races. Mark opens the door to reveal his family, Margaret, David, and Samantha. I take a deep breath, steeling myself for the inevitable scrutiny. Hello, everyone. Welcome, I greet them, forcing a smile that feels too tight. Margaret steps inside, surveying the room with a critical eye. This looks lovely, Leela, she says, her tone lacking sincerity. I swallow my disappointment and lead them to the dining table where the food is beautifully arranged. David plops down in his chair, eyeing my painting with a smirk. Still painting, huh? What's that supposed to be? He asks, pointing to my latest piece. It's called Breaking Free, I reply, my voice steady. It represents the struggle and liberation of pursuing one's passion. Margaret rolls her eyes. How charming. But you know, dear, not everyone can afford to chase dreams. Some of us have real responsibilities. The sting of her words cuts deeper than I expect, and I feel my pulse quicken. Art is a responsibility for me, Margaret. It's my livelihood and my voice. As we sit down to eat, the conversation dances around superficial topics: football, weather, the latest gossip. But I can feel the tension simmering just beneath the surface, waiting to erupt. After dinner, I can't hold back any longer. I want to share something with you all, I say, my voice firm. I've been invited to showcase my art in a gallery, and I want you to see it for what it truly is. David chuckles, disbelief etched across his face. Really? You think people care about your paintings? Yes, I do, I reply, my voice rising slightly. Art matters, David. It's about expression, connection, and power. Maybe if you opened your mind a little, you'd see that. Margaret's expression darkens as she leans forward. Leela, dear, you need to understand that not everyone sees the world through your lens. Some of us prefer to be practical. At that moment, I feel Mark's hand squeeze mine under the table, a silent show of support. Mom, Leela works hard. She deserves our respect, not mockery. The room falls silent, the air thick with tension. I glance around the table, trying to gauge their reactions. Samantha looks thoughtful, as if she's actually considering my words. "Maybe we could come to the gallery," she says slowly. "It might be interesting to see what Leela's been working on." Margaret scoffs, but David shrugs. Why not? I'm curious to see if it's as bad as I think. I can feel a flicker of hope igniting within me. It's on Friday. I would love for you all to come. As the dinner winds down, I sense a shift in the atmosphere. Maybe, just maybe, they are beginning to understand me, not just as Mark's wife, but as an artist with a voice and a vision.
Friday arrives with a mix of excitement and anxiety. My gallery show is the culmination of months of hard work and emotional turmoil. I stand before my canvases, taking a deep breath as I prepare for the influx of guests. When Mark's family walks in, I feel my heart race. They scan the room, their expressions unreadable. "Welcome," I say, trying to sound enthusiastic despite my nerves. Margaret crosses her arms, her eyes narrowing as she studies my work. "Let's see what you've done," she says, her tone still skeptical. As the evening progresses, I watch them interact with my art. I overhear snippets of conversation, and to my surprise, they begin to engage with it. David stares at one piece, a thoughtful expression crossing his face. "This one, it's different," he mutters, and I can't help but feel a spark of hope. Margaret, too, seems to soften as she examines a painting that captures the beauty of struggle. "I didn't realize you put so much thought into this," she admits, a hint of surprise in her voice. Mark stands beside me, pride radiating from him as he watches his family start to appreciate my work. "See, Leela's art is about more than just paint on a canvas. It's a reflection of her journey, and it deserves to be seen." By the end of the night, I feel a sense of triumph swell within me. Mark's family may not fully understand my art yet, but they are beginning to see me, Leela, the artist, not just Mark's wife. As the last guests leave, I turn to Mark, my heart full. "Thank you for believing in me, for standing by my side." He pulls me into a warm embrace, his voice soft. "I've always believed in you, Leela. You're more than just an artist. You're my partner, my inspiration." In that moment, I realized that my journey is far from over. I've fought hard to reclaim my voice and establish my identity, and I'm not done yet. With Mark by my side, I know I can face any challenge that comes my way. My name is Leela, and this is just the beginning of my story. I am an artist, and I am breaking free.